I didn't say anything.
What a creep. That's what he said.
I didn't say it. I didn't give you any feedback at all.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
There's enough feedback.
You showed me the picture now.
What a creep. That was it.
Can you imagine that telling someone what a creep? You look like a creep in your bloody pictures.
That was it.
Oh my gosh. Let's see once oh gosh. What a creep. Oh gosh. Test.
Oh, you recording?
Yeah, we're recording now.
Yep.
And I got hot all of a sudden.
I don't worry. Why are you wiping your head?
It's like I got a beverage, that's right.
Yep. There's my beverage somewhere down there. But I didn't want to do any promotion, so I left it on there. But yeah.
Damn. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, welcome back to Black British Geeks. This is episode 62. Yeah, I think you're right, you know? I think 62.
Yeah, about 60, I think. I think Black Widow was the last one. 61, 62.
Look at you, genius.
Yes, genius level.
Do you know, I actually forgot we were talking about the film.
I was talking about the Suicide Squad, sorry.
Oh, which means what I'm going to do is,
Squad.
So usually when we podcast, we normally put the film in the background just as a reference.
Yeah.
But this time, I'm going to put on the old Suicide Squad so you can see it again, T.
So I literally watched it the other day, so that's the only bad thing.
Well, how would you keep watching it for?
The reason why is I want to see if it changes. Like if it gets better somehow, you know.
Even if I'm just going to edit itself and then turn good.
Yeah, you never know. I thought they actually have not director's cut, but a director's, the extended edition. And that's what I was hoping to see, but I still haven't seen it. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. But what did you think of it?
Well, no. Let's not get down.
Oh, yeah, so go on. I jumped the gun.
See, just because the camera's on it, now the camera's on, you get nervous.
Yeah, exactly. A little bit sweaty. A little bit.
Oh, my gosh. I forgot my hat. Ooh.
Oh, my gosh. Going to get a hat. What is that, your Kevin Feige hat?
Damn right.
But yeah.
And Seth Feige, actually.
Exactly. But
yeah, no, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm okay, actually. I'm good. Just... Yeah, I'm pretty good. Like, just being, sorry, I'm kind of losing my words. Yeah, no, I'm good. I've just been kind of like doing a bit more writing this week.
So you finally got there, didn't you?
Yeah, exactly. Took me some time, but yeah. So yeah, I've just been doing some writing, doing a bit of rereading of the script and stuff like that.
One of my legs on camera.
So yeah. I've been doing a bit of rereading of the script and stuff like that and just kind of putting things together. And actually what I've been doing is also trying to just put them in, cause I've told you a couple of other things that I want to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, just been trying to get it into order.
Okay, good.
As well.
Oh, good.
Which ones I do first. So I realize I'm not speaking into the mic enough. But yeah. How about yourself, brother?
I'm trying to look more confident than you.
Yeah, no, I'm not comfortable at all. I do not like being on camera, but I'll get used to it.
Yeah.
So yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I think it's at the moment as you know, just life stuff really. So just life stuff. But also kind of just trying to finally upscale the production and stuff. So it's been good.
Okay, nice.
So we've got a brand new camera now. So last time,
exactly.
I think we told you last time we was using the Sony ZV-1 to record, and it was good apart from overheating.
Yeah.
So this time we've tried a new camera, the ZV-E10.
Okay.
And hopefully this doesn't just do the same thing again and like overheat. But of course, because this is we're trying to do it all 4K, which is long. So
that's true actually. But this one it feels more sturdier.
Yeah.
Than the other one as well. I know it's because you got the new lens in it and everything like that, but it feels a lot more sturdier than the other one. Yeah,
we'll give it a go. Hopefully the video will work.
Yeah.
And then we can actually put on YouTube. If not, just audio again. But yeah, I'm good. But anyway, today we're talking about the Suicide Squad and maybe touch on Agent Carter. I mean,
okay, What If, yeah.
Because I think What If by itself, because it's quite short, I don't think it really needs a whole
podcast about it.
Exactly.
And that's the thing. I think they should have really released 3 episodes.
Yeah.
So that we kind of can, like, so people can actually start talking about it a bit more. I guess they're like, they want to keep you in as long as possible until the next film comes out, I guess.
Yeah, and I guess because it's also like anthology, isn't it? So
Okay, yeah. No.
you just get one. Well, actually, that's what we know for now.
Yeah.
But we never know. Maybe kind of when we get like midway to the end, maybe
Exactly.
it all ties in more.
Yeah. Well, I hope that's the case. But yeah, today, the Suicide Squad.
Cool. So you saw it. I saw it first.
Yeah.
What was your first impressions of it? What do you think of it?
Okay, first impressions is definitely better than the first Suicide Squad.
Okay.
Like for me, it's more enjoyable. I think they actually they actually make you like Captain Boomerang a bit more.
Yeah, because it's more funny.
Yeah, it's a lot more funny. Like some of the stuff that he says is like, more on point. I was like, even though I heard people say they liked him from the first one,
Yeah.
but for me, I'm like, in the first one, he was kind of like, okay, Captain Boomerang, just a guy running around with Boomerang. In this, they actually start off strong with his character.
Yeah.
And I feel like, for me, that was one of the strongest points.
Wait, I want to say one thing. Sorry, one thing. We're probably gonna do spoilers from the beginning.
Okay.
Just no reason why, because what makes the film interesting,
it's the beginning.
especially is like the beginning itself.
Exactly.
So if you haven't seen the movie, then of course watch the movie first. But we will touch spoilers straight away because I guess the theme of the movie is called the Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
And I think we get that vibe more in this film than Lost.
That's true. So. And I think it kind of works well, like with what James Gunn done from the beginning, straight off the bat. I like the fact that if you notice, the filming for me was a bit more like The Office.
Okay.
Just the Office part. So when they're in the part where Amanda Waller and her team are, they do a lot of zooming in, a lot of zooming out, a lot of kind of weird cuts that are more used to. They're more in like shows like The Office, and especially like I think the American version as well. I only know this because I was looking at zooming in cameras recently, and I just noticed it. So as soon as you start watching the film, it's like hard cut zooms on certain people's faces, certain characters' responses to certain actions. So I was like, okay, I like that sort of thing. So it's like, this is The Office, and then when they're out in the field, this is the field and everything that's going on. So yeah, I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed definitely the beginning with what they done with like a lot of the characters. But what did you like?
Yeah, no. I thought for me, I liked it. I thought it was a good film.
Yeah.
But again, as I said to you before, it was what I expected, but more.
Okay.
Because like I said, for me, it was really telling again that we didn't have a clear idea who the main villain was going to be.
Yeah.
Which made me feel like, okay, well, it was quite vague in the first movie, and then they kind of just showed you whoever it was in the first one.
Yeah.
And then this one, I think I had the same kind of tone where it was like we saw all these featurette snippets, everything else, and saying about the whole kind of starfish, it didn't feel like it just didn't first feel like it was enough that was going to be the main villain.
Okay. Yeah.
So I mean, so I kind of expected. I was just like, for me, I kind of expected they were going to do something to kind of potentially fill that time.
Okay.
I just had no idea that they would fill the time with so much comedy.
I think that's it. Yeah.
And unexpected scenes. What made it for me so fun and enjoyable? Because it took me. I think after the first hour of watching it, I realized that when I've watching that hour of this movie, I've been laughing for most of it.
Exactly. Yeah.
But we still haven't actually done anything yet.
That's true.
We haven't actually done anything yet, which I know you said was a bit of an issue for you, but for me, because again, at first I was just kind of like, well, we're so far gone now that this is going to be it. After an hour in, it's like this is that's just it. They can't really reveal too much more.
Okay.
So and then I was like, well, have actually been enjoying it so far.
Yeah,
I've enjoyed it. So just continue to just enjoy it for what it is, and I think I said to you before that I think for me watching it a second time, is going to be more enjoyable for me.
I think
because I know what I'm getting out of it.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of like it for me. I think watching it a second time, I think I'll probably more enjoy it because now I know what to expect. I just feel like some of the scenes felt slightly too long, and only by like a few seconds. But I enjoyed like the Harley Quinn scenes.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
especially like there's a part where she breaks out of somewhere.
Mhm.
I enjoyed that part. I just think there was some scenes that kind of like there's a part where King Shark sees these kind of jellyfish things, and I like that scene, but I thought it was gonna go somewhere else.
Is he officially called King Shark?
I think in the comic books he's King Shark, but Nanawe in the film.
Okay.
So in the film Nanawe, but it's so hard. It's easier just to say King Shark.
Just because no, I mean, I use a mouse.
I'm not thinking of King, the gorilla. What's his name?
Oh, I can't remember.
Maybe I'm thinking of him.
No. The only reason I'm saying it is because
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know I think in the Flash, I think I've seen him. I think I've
Okay.
seen the character there, and I think they clearly called it King Shark. I'll double check it anyway. Keep talking about.
But yeah,
So yeah.
so I thought in this he was called King Shark, but in this he's called Nanawe, which is a harder name to remember. But they got that character, and he kind of sees like these jellyfish, and he's standing around like looking at them, which I thought was nice. It was like a connection that he had with the jellyfish.
Mm-hmm.
But then they kind of play it more for laughs afterwards, and I was like, okay, it could have been a bit more like, okay, he's got a connection now with some sea creatures,
Yeah.
because he was meant to be. I think he's meant to be some variation of like a descendant of some God King Shark or something like that.
And you're right. It is called King Shark.
Okay.
I looked up. He did say no. He's also known as that as well. So yeah.
Okay. So for me, I was like, just those things that made the film run a bit long was a little bit of an issue for me. But other than that, everything else worked well. I think the comedy, certain instances, someone gets hit in the head with a golf club, which I thought was really good.
Golf club. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not spoiling it yet, but I'm just like, for me, those sort of things were really good. That they actually made them act like human beings in some instance.
Yeah.
Like, because you always see films where they're like, okay, we're not. They leave it until the last minute and no one really does anything, especially like the B-list kind of characters. And it was good seeing them do something as well.
Yeah. No. I agree. Yeah. What would you say? Okay. What would you say was your low light to the film? Like, what's the things you just like definitely didn't really like?
Okay,
Of course, I know you said this. I know you said some parts a bit longer, but like, what's more in detail? Some stuff that just didn't work for you.
Okay, so for me, I feel like you probably know a lot more about this than me. 'Cause I think he was in Flash, the Thinker. Because didn't they have a variation of the Thinker in Flash?
Maybe, but
Because for me, I was like, okay, it looks like because he's got all those things in his head. I thought they would have more of what his abilities are.
yeah, more thinking.
Yeah, literally, I thought there would be more thinking in there. I thought, okay, he's got all these nodes in his head, and you're like, okay, so what's his ability now? Does he have something more? But I guess in this film, like, none of the people's powers are that great anyway, apart from the really skilled people.
I'm surprised you didn't take this opportunity to shame me about Doctor Who again.
Oh, Doctor Who, yeah, no,
'Cause he was Doctor Who.
Yeah, he was the main Doctor Who. Everyone liked him as Doctor Who, though. Every time anyone mentions him as Doctor Who, they're like, "Oh yeah, this is the best Doctor Who."
Yeah,
but only kind of like nerdy people watch Doctor Who. So, well, that's what you think anyway. Because that's what you was like. Oh yeah, don't say that you watch Doctor Who.
Shut up.
Yeah, but yeah,
I'm edit that out. No joking. But yeah, go on.
But yeah, so for me, like him, I thought they would have done probably a little bit more with his character. I feel like it still suffered from that ending though. Like, I didn't feel connected to the town getting destroyed. I guess you're not really meant to. But it was like, the people getting killed is more to show the development of the characters that they actually care about, the people who got killed. So for me, it's not too much of a thing. It's more of a nitpick that I felt like. But when you find out all the people died, that there's not really much said about it, but it is what
who died?
the people with the star rolls on their face, the starfish.
They died.
I'm sure they died because when he was like when they go underground with the Thinker, he goes, "Oh yeah, can they be saved?" And he's like, "No, they're all dead." And I thought that was just because they were cut in half. But then later on, when you see the people still laying on the floor, none of them get up, none of them move. The star rolls just die, and it seems like the people die along with them.
Okay, yeah. No, do you know what? I guess I just literally when he said about them being dead.
Yeah,
I thought it was part of the experiments was.
Okay,
him saying well they're dead because of maybe experiments because you saw him taking them apart as well.
Okay, yeah.
But afterwards, I guess my assumption was that if you kill Starro,
they would all survive.
But all the crew, they all people survive.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't even look into that.
Yeah, because I just noticed none of them got up afterwards, and I was like, oh, so is it once the star attaches itself to your face, that's it? Because they never show anything otherwise.
Yeah.
So I was just like, okay. But yeah, so for me anyway, it was just those people I thought they could have done more with. But what I did like is, again, we're seeing Rick Flag, is it? The name of the character? Yeah, I think they done a lot with his character as well. Like, they added so much more to what that character was from the first one.
Yeah.
In the first one, he's more of he's more depressed. I think, I guess he's literally is. I can't remember, I was watching something and they said like, yeah, actually, no, pretty bad. But he just looks like he's always like a recovering like drug addict or something. And that's what I feel like, he kind of looked like in the first one. Even though I feel like in this one, they actually give him more character. They showed his actual belief system. They don't mention June Moon from the first one. So like people say, this is probably more of a soft reboot. I was arguing that it wasn't, but then after I looked at it, I was like, yeah, I guess it is, because they don't mention anything, directly from the first one. They don't mention Diablo. They don't mention kind of anything. They just kind of know each other. So it's a definite soft reboot then. And yeah, I think they done a lot more with the characters that they had. Well,
yeah, when you say soft reboot, I haven't really looked into what other people have said. So what do they mean by soft reboot?
So I guess, sorry. So I guess it's like they don't really state anything from the prior films, even though I don't think you have to, I guess. Because like if you look at any other film with a sequel, they don't really mention, like say if I was looking at Die Hard, like, oh yeah, remember the time I was in that building and that happened? It's like, no, there is just, we know the building. This is just another continuation of his story.
He's like, hey, thank God I got shoes on today.
Exactly, yeah. So what is a soft reboot? Well, yeah, maybe it's not. Like, I was calling it a sequel, then after other people kept saying soft reboot.
Yeah.
I don't know which one it probably is. The only reason why I say soft reboot is because it's a different director. But then in the other films, you got different directors. So I don't know. Maybe sequel, maybe soft reboot, whatever it is. What would you consider it as?
I would. So for me personally, I think I would consider it a sequel.
Okay, go ahead.
But I would consider it a sequel.
Sorry, just try and get some water. Sorry, people.
I would consider a sequel because they show the same way. Like it's almost like in the first one we established that if we use characters we've seen before, we can really see that there's a relationship that has been building with is it Rick Flag you said?
Yeah,
with him and Harley.
Okay, yeah, Harley Quinn.
Yeah. But I mean more. But I guess I mean more as in you can see the relationship there because obviously, why from how he acts in the first one, there'd be no reason why he'd be like, oh, we need to go save. Like he's how he acts in the first one.
True, yeah.
He doesn't come across like he's a person. Like, oh, we need to go in and save Harley here or this person here or that person here.
No, that's true.
But in the second one, I feel like clearly there's a relationship there and they're clearly happy to see each other.
Yeah, and I think I would agree with that especially because they do that with Boomerang as well. She's calling him Boomer instead. They've got like nicknames. They're like, oh yeah, you're back. Someone tried to say, oh yeah, you're back could just mean that there was a different prison, but I was like, that makes nonsense.
Nah.
That's nonsense only because why would you do that? It's like giving up a good kind of setup that you've already got from another film.
Of course.
And so for me, like, if it's I don't think it really matters which one we call it, but it could be a sequel, could be a soft reboot.
Yeah, exactly. I guess it doesn't really matter too much.
Yeah,
I think if anything, I think it's only the name. In the name strategy is what would make people think it's a reboot because the industry is the first one is Suicide Squad and then this is the Suicide Squad.
That's true. I guess you had Alien and Aliens, so which is then a sequel.
No, it's different because Alien was like the first one, and this Alien, it's like it was a continuation.
Okay, yeah.
So like it was a good name strategy, whereas this is kind of like
put it there.
It's been like, but I guess Fast and Furious they did it as well.
Okay, yeah.
Because they need to remember, isn't it one is that there is like Fast and Furious, there is the Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but
I don't know, but what do you think of like what do you think of it? What do you think was good or bad?
Yeah, okay. I think the bad things, bad things for me were, I wish, although I did enjoy it,
Yeah.
for what it was, I do wish that they had more traditional structure.
Okay. Yeah.
So like you said before, like I wish there was. I'm old fashioned in the sense of I like there to be a strong team as well as a strong villain,
Okay.
or adversary. So, and I think that's what makes it more interesting for me because
Yep.
if you had those two things, then it just, I don't know, I just enjoy it more.
Yeah.
Whether any type of movie I'm watching, if it's animation, it's just almost like normal films, TV shows.
Okay.
You know, I feel like, Sherlock Holmes is good, but Moriarty makes him better.
Yeah.
And I think that's the old version needed. And I
Yeah.
think that's what this one needed as well.
Okay. Yeah. No, I
'Cause-
get you.
Yeah, it was them and like the end villain and the starfish. And it's like, okay, that's really it.
Yeah, and that's the thing, because, okay, the good thing about the ending, and like I said, I'm trying not to spoil it too early, but the good thing for me about the ending with Starro is that they show you he's not a villain, but the problem is they still kind of treat him like a villain. So,
Exactly.
and that was the problem for me, because it was like, by the end, they make him say something, which is like, oh, well, this is definitely not the villain.
Exactly.
They were just in a bad position.
Exactly.
And it had to act this way,
Yeah.
but then they still treat it like, oh yeah, this was the villain
Mm-hmm.
of the film, and it should have been something different. Maybe it should have just been something different where either is able to leave, or even if they kill it, there's more kind of feeling about it. But there's not enough feeling about what's actually happened there. That it wasn't right any way of looking at it, and yeah, it's basically like it's a lot of it was basically the American government covering up a lot of stuff, and I feel like they should have kind of focused a bit more on that than what they did. So yeah, but like I say, other than that, like as we're watching, we've got Suicide Squad on the TV. I'm thinking like, yeah, after watching this film, like I've seen it about four times. I'm just like, yeah, the new one is a lot better. I think just the beginning, the beach scene, the storm in the beach, and the twist of there being two teams. Yeah, I think they done really well. He done really well, James Gunn, in it.
Yeah.
Nice, too.
Yeah, you just took all the good things and bad things all together. And just,
Oh, sorry, yeah. But yeah.
Let's end the podcast then.
Oh, sure. But yeah. But there's still more. There's still a lot. What do you think of like the Harley Quinn scene? She had like her own little story going on.
So me and Terence been having this argument back and forth comparing Harley Quinn and Black Widow.
Yep.
And I think for me, and like you did make a good point that in this film well, no, she does have different fight scenes. We have seen her fight in other films as well.
Yeah, I said yeah. She has fought in other films.
Yeah, but for me, I just found her more impressive in this one. If I compare both characters, she just comes out. Even if to be fair,
Yeah.
let's not talk about their movies,
Okay. Yeah.
the individual movies. Let's talk about the teams they're in. So if we look at all the Avenger movies
Yeah.
that Thing's been in, Scarlett Johansson's been in.
Mm-hmm.
Like when has she really been good? Like, and I mean really been good, not just.
Do you mean as in fighting, or do you mean as in character development?
I guess because I like Harley Quinn in a bigger scope.
Yeah.
I'll compare a bigger scope. But we could debate it. If you said fighting, I still found Harley Quinn's fighting more interesting and better than than with Avengers and
Black Widow.
Yeah, because with Black Widow, she does the same move and it's the same pose as why they make a joke of it. And that's what she does. We just know she does that. Whilst Harley Quinn is literally doing some crazy stuff and is quite skilled.
Like I say, I'd agree. Like I'd agree with the fact of, because after watching Birds of Prey the other day as well, I literally watched both of them, all three of them back to back. So after watching Birds of Prey and seeing she does a fight scene where she beats up people in a warehouse. She does a fight scene where she goes to the police station and shoots the police with like beanbags and stuff.
Yeah,
which I feel like he carried over into this film, where in this film when she's escaping, everything's still colourful, everything's still kind of vibrant. You don't really see too much blood. Like for me, I was like, okay, so this is like her mind of how to think of things. Then it also got me thinking about what happened in the police station. I was like, okay, so if in this film, when she's shooting people, flowers are coming out.
Yeah.
What if those weren't beanbags? What if they
true.
were like real bullets? Literally
true.
just killing people. But I was like, okay, fair enough. Like they they have been more inventive with her fighting than like what they've been doing with Black Widow in Marvel.
Yeah.
I just feel like Black Widow, I guess where the conversation started, is that I feel like Black Widow still has a place in Marvel and still could have a place in the Avengers. Because I'm like, even though they haven't utilized her the best, and she's dead now, so don't make any difference. But even though they didn't,
They could utilize her. Just throw a corpse there, guys.
Exactly.
Diversion for the body.
Exactly. But maybe that, like you said,
Who
maybe
throws
that's
bodies
right.
like that.
You just like pick her up, get Hulk to swing her and just throw her at people.
Exactly.
Like, yeah.
For in a position she likes.
Seeing she said that, I thought of Rick and Morty with the dead cat woman. It's just like walking around. But for me, it's just I think she could still be utilized, or could have been utilized in thing. And I think now that they've got the sister one, sorry, for Black Widow, I think they could basically use her as the same sort of thing. And for me, I think Harley Quinn is good. She is crazy. I think that kind of works. And I think Black Widow would have been good too. I think it was a different kind of conversation. But yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, so Harley Quinn's better and Black Widow's
They utilize her better in DC than they utilize DC is better with female characters.
So he's saying that
DC
Harley Quinn
is better
is
with
better.
female characters. Literally, I would agree. I would agree that thing, because Marvel they just don't really care about female characters. Now they have to, because DC's done such a good job. Like after Wonder Woman, after of course Harley Quinn and the Emancipation and all that good stuff, and who else had they had female characters? Can't remember.
Wait, so we're talking about
DC and Marvel with female characters. I know that Marvel's had what's her name? What's her name? They've had Black Widow.
No Wonder Woman, sorry. Captain Marvel, you mean?
Captain Marvel. That was it. Yeah, they've had Captain Marvel, which they quickly threw together after Wonder Woman done so well.
Yeah, of course.
Which then should have been Black Widow, and then should have been Captain Marvel, but they just mixed it up and they got it wrong. I think they just got it wrong the way they placed it.
Yeah, but again, I hear what you're saying. I think because again, it would still have been. They would have had to put. What's it called again? Not Captain. Black Widow.
Okay, yeah.
Earlier on in the story, before the stakes got too high.
That's true.
Because I think after that, it's just kind of like. Although technically they could have.
Technically, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It should have been the follow-on film from the Civil War. So you would have had Civil War, because this way this film ends, isn't it?
Civil War,
and then it's this film, and then it's
because Civil War, because it ends. Remember,
I keep on messing up my films.
Complete.
Sorry, go ahead.
Complete doesn't. I thought the whole point of at the end of Black Widow, isn't she got a ship to go save them? No.
Yeah, but don't they get arrested at the end of Civil War? So isn't it Civil War, Black Widow, then not Endgame? What's that one? Then Infinity War, then Endgame.
Oh, okay. So Civil War, then Black Widow. Yeah. I guess you're right. Yeah, because then, but in the end of, at the end of Civil War, they get saved.
So what am I missing up? So okay, so it's so everyone can correct me because obviously I'm getting it wrong. So at the end of, so Black Widow ends and she goes into. I thought she goes into not Endgame. She goes into Civil War. No, not Civil War. She goes into, what's the other one?
Do you know what I think it's both. I think that scene maybe at the end.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a case of we're seeing what else she's doing, because I think in some sense, because I think in Black Widow they do say that like everyone's doing what they're doing. Or something. I can't remember what it was like. Sometimes it was just like after Civil War kind of conversation, but maybe it's a case of the end part.
Yeah.
Is more forward maybe than like a bit more in the future where she helped save him.
Okay, yeah, because from the little recap, because we watched like a little recap of it. From what it seems is like she goes from Civil War to her film, if you do it in line, then to I keep forgetting Infinity War, because that's when she's got the haircut and she meets up with Captain America. Then she goes over to, is it Scotland or a thing to go and fight thing? I think that's where she goes and lets them out, and then they go and fight Thanos. I guess, or to get the Infinity Stones.
Yeah, but
and
they
then
get,
Endgame.
but they get saved. But they get saved at the end of the thing though. They get saved at the end of
Yeah.
Civil War.
Huh. Okay, I need to rewatch it.
Do you know
Maybe
what I
I'm
mean?
just getting it
Unless
all wrong.
because I think you know what I'm saying is I think they blur. I feel like maybe it's a case of they
Blur
blur
the lines of
the lines of where like she like maybe her movie
yeah.
crosses over into.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I
So
get
kind of cross over. So case
it.
of like
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Now.
yeah, she comes in her movie where her movie ends.
Yeah,
She goes kind of like something like she goes back into the end
yeah.
of Civil War.
So she's in that in between part
Exactly.
of when that happened. Yeah,
Because
Okay.
remember when we watch Infinity War now,
yeah.
she's already with Cap
Exactly.
and them
yeah.
already there, so they're already there.
Yeah.
So
So for me, I'm like, just looking at it, trying to get all of these things right. I think that's where they kind of messed up. They should have had her film set there instead of doing a backtrack of it. But like I'm saying, I think so. Going back to the Suicide Squad, I feel like they actually, I think like James Gunn actually done a good job with it. I know like a lot of people want to see the David Ayer cut, but I feel like David Ayer does what David Ayer does, and he's a good director, definitely. I don't know, like one of my favorite war films, which was directed by him, is Fury.
whoa,
And good God, no. But yeah, so I think Fury is definitely one of the better kind of war films out there.
yeah,
Directed really well, has Brad Pitt, Shia LaBeouf. I guess people don't really like him anymore. A couple of other actors, I can't remember their names. But yeah, for me, it was like, that was a good film done by David Ayer. And it doesn't have all the stereotypes that he usually loves throwing in these films. Like, even though Training Day is good,
yeah,
it's got quite a lot of stereotypes. Or, you know, like, oh yeah, the whole kind of ghetto part comes out. And then you've got like Denzel Washington standing downstairs, and there's always like some over the top stereotypes of Hispanic people, black people, even white people, like with certain characters. And also if you look at Bright, like I think he done Bright as well, and it's just the stereotypes. And even with Suicide Squad, the same thing, like same stereotypes. What's his name? Killer Croc.
yeah.
Like, I like BET. And all
And
that.
he says,
like, what do you want? And he's like, yeah, BET. And I was just like, come on, man. Like, David Ayer he just got too many, he does too many stereotypes. And I think that's where he fell off even with Suicide Squad. Cause I'm pretty sure he probably wrote that.
Yeah, probably.
And like, maybe he wouldn't have edited it into the film. Maybe he would have like, okay, leave that part out. Put a different part in, but it would have still had a lot of the same feeling. And I think it was probably his idea to say like put all the tattoos on Joker's face, Harley Quinn's face, which they've kind of removed some from Harley Quinn, but they've kept certain ones, which I think is good because she still had like a shoulder tattoo that says like "Daddy's Little Monster" or something. So
Probably checking out, eh?
They've literally, I saw it in the thing because I was like, remember I watched all those films back to back. So I'm like, okay, what have they kept and what have
Daddy
they dropped?
like, eh?
Is it Daddy like that? But yeah. So I'm like, what have they kept and what have they dropped? And they've dropped a lot of stupid tattoos, but they've kept one or two to show us this is the same character.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, and I'm like, okay, yeah, some of that from David Ayer was good. I would still like to see his version, but I don't think it would be much different than what we kind of got in the first place.
Okay, so out of 10, what would you give this, brother?
I'd give this out of 10. I would give it. Actually, no, I have to go higher than that. I'll give it a 7.
Okay, 7.
Yeah, I was about to give it a 6.5, but I'll give it a 7 because I think definitely entertaining. Like one of my favorite parts is just the what's it again? The TDK, is it? The detachable kit.
Oh yeah,
detachable kid. Like his arms just come off. Like, for me, favorite part, most fun.
The hands just
Exactly, yeah.
slapping rubbish.
Like literally, when I first saw it, I thought, okay, you're gonna be doing stuff like throwing stuff. So when you actually see what you can do, you're just like, okay, this is hilarious.
It's just like, it's so good of it. Like the way, like even the dialogue run is like, like, what the f is that? And like, I didn't pick their powers. I didn't pick the teams.
Exactly. So. Like for me, like definitely, like even that sort of comedy was definitely a James Gunn sort of comedy.
Yeah.
Like even yesterday, I had to go back and watch a little bit. I didn't finish it again, but I went back and watched Super for a little bit.
Okay, yeah.
And have you ever seen Superman?
No, not yet.
You have to watch that. That's like one of these films which is just funny as well. It's
Okay,
just
I'll give it a go.
crazy superhero guy. It's like Kick-Ass but just crazier. Like
See, that's why I didn't watch it because I think because Kick-Ass, I felt like it was around the same time, and then I saw that. I was like, I don't want to watch it again.
Yeah, but I think this one is a bit more kind of just weird. It's like,
okay, I'll give it a go.
Whereas Kick-Ass is more kind of traditional. This is just like completely out there. But so definitely you can see like he uses a lot of these same camera moves.
Yeah,
He uses a lot of the same sort of humor in it. And like I'm saying, yeah, it's just the humor of some of the deaths in there, which are funny. If you haven't seen Deadpool, I'm not going to spoil it, but there's a very similar scene. And I had to go back and watch that before doing this. And I watched that scene again. I was like, yeah, this scene, which I like, is that this one lasts a lot longer.
Okay.
And
I
think, but the Deadpool scene also done it as well. But I think this one actually really works as well because we actually see each character kind of get to know them first. And then we see what happens to it. So, yeah.
So 7 out of 10. That's interesting. Yeah. That's interesting.
Oh, what do you give it?
See, me personally, for what it was, I could almost give it a 7. I could almost give it an 8 or 9.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I've heard some people say 10.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I still give it.
Yeah, I'll give it, I think maybe 8.5. I'll give it 8.5. Just because, again, it was fun for me. It's like, if you don't go in to watch a movie which is going to be like a superhero movie,
you're
gonna go watch a comedy, just like a fun like the scene where the beginning scene where was it Willa or Walla where she's kind of like every person is picked individually for their skills. And he speaks to goes to John Cena like this guy he did it. He's dead. And it's like and it's just like wait, are you taking a piss? It's like what? It's like he's exactly like me.
He's exactly the same as oh gosh, what's his name? Not Deadshot's Will Smith. What's his name again? Idris Elba.
It's not Killshot.
No, something kind of similar, but
I remember. I'll find it, but and it just to me it's like, and because even like how what's her name?
Which one?
The actress.
Viola Davis.
Yeah, like, even just like, the way she just says it, like just so serious, as if she's like. For me personally, watching that scene, even I had to be like, did she say that before?
Exactly.
She said it word for word. Yeah. It's only because Idris was like, wait, are you taking a piss?
Just like literally, because that's what I liked about it actually. Because it does make you think. Because I was like, she did say that just a minute ago, didn't she? Like, the fact that he calls it out.
So blood sport.
That's it. Yeah.
So I think for that it was good. Like, and just for me, there's so many funny scenes. Throughout the whole thing is what worked, and then just like the weirdness of the guy who has the polka dot man. Come on, like
he's funny.
I mean, the scene when they walk around in the camp.
And they're just killing everyone,
killing everybody in this camp, and it's a typical scene where in all films, exactly. Like you're so used to this happening. And you get then it's like, oh no, these are the good guys.
Exactly.
And you're like, what? And you're thinking like, when you actually, because even then, after they did that part, if you think about what they're doing, a lot of them were just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna have a tea. Do you want a tea? Yeah, I have a tea. I
was thinking that.
It's actually nice. When they're communicating with themselves before they actually get killed, they seem like fairly nice people. There's like some women like just cleaning their clothes.
And the guy
singing to themselves.
I'm sure there was a sick guy in the bed, and that's who he stabs up. Because the guy's under.
Exactly.
The and I was like, hey, wait, this guy hasn't done anything. He's just laying down. I think he's sick or injured, and he just stabs him up. For me, I was like, that's when I started to question what was going on. But I didn't think that was. I was like, okay, maybe this is just like bad guys. But when you see that part, I'm like, okay.
See, I didn't think that was strange, especially because he already said before that he'll kill anybody for peace.
That's true.
So in my head, I'm like, well, he's already said it. He's a nutter. It's just like
he'll just kill anyone who's in the way.
So the fact they did that whole scene, and then it's like, oh yeah, no, these are my friends. It's like, oh, they just dropped it perfectly. So that's what for me is kind of like, for the comedy aspect of it, I thought it was good. Like I said, the one who used to be Doctor Who. The guy, what's his name?
Keep forgetting that guy.
Either he looked terrible. Like his costume was the worst costume. It looked horrible. Just stuck some little nodes on his bald head.
Exactly.
That was rubbish. But for me for what it was,
Yeah.
yeah, it was good. That was just I enjoyed. Actually, yeah, definitely 8.5, 8.5, 9 because yeah, it was good for me. So
yeah, and like I said, it was good. I think it was after I gave Thing at 8. What's it called? Endgame. So I'm always like, okay, what really do I enjoy? And I did enjoy Endgame, but for me, did I enjoy this as much as I did Endgame? I'm not sure, but then Endgame being built up, so I think it's been built up. So yeah,
and I think partly from what I said as well. When I say for what it is, for me personally, I wouldn't put this in the superhero category.
Okay,
I personally put this as in a comedy category.
Okay,
because I don't think because with Endgame, it's just the amount of build up they've done. It's like I'll put like Wonder Woman and like Wonder Woman, Endgame, Aquaman, all those type of films I would put in the same thing.
Yeah.
For me, this was just for me personally. It felt like it was just a comedy. He went out to make a comedy.
Yeah.
In a superhero universe, that's what it felt like to me.
So would you put this closer to Ragnarok? And they both star what's his name?
I wouldn't because I think Ragnarok is Thor in itself. Like it's all around the one main Avenger.
Okay, yeah.
So, but I think what made it work so well was because what made it work so much better than all the other movies they did.
Yeah,
was because Taika made it a comedy.
That's true.
So so if it wasn't just one person, and if he wasn't so established in that superhero universe, then I would have been like, well, maybe I might say it's comedy, but it's only because he is an Avenger. I would say that.
So would you put it alongside Guardians? They're both James Gunn.
See, that's again, I would have before. I would have because it's really thin line.
Yeah.
Only because Guardians has superseded Guardians into the proper universe.
Exactly.
Why I wouldn't compare it. But yeah, those two things are comparable. It is a group of people. It is a comedy.
Yeah.
It's just, again, I think with Suicide Squad, it feels as if, I guess those who follow the comics would probably disagree because for them, they've probably been following the comics for years. So they feel like this unit is a proper unit who does shit.
Yeah.
But I feel like in the film universe, for a lot of us who are new to this, it just feels like it's always a bunch of expendable characters who we get to enjoy what happens here for now.
Okay,
and then that's it, rather than we're building up into, well, these people are meant to save the world, these people are meant to do something great. It just feels like, well,
okay, yeah, no,
that's my opinion anyway. But
because but the way I was trying to look at it as well is that I know someone was like, oh yeah, is it with Suicide Squad was like, I feel like Suicide Squad was DC's attempt at doing Guardians. So I think remember, I think Guardians came out first. Okay. And then of course they were like, okay, we're gonna get this group of people who don't really know each other and build up this new film. And I feel like this was their kind of version of that. It just didn't really work out because of how they just got the kind of ragtaggy kind of group.
The reason I disagree is
go ahead.
Is because as I'm aware of it, Suicide Squad is their own group already.
Yeah, they are.
Sorry, sorry, I said it wrong. Guardians are their group already. Like a bit like.
Oh, okay, yeah. Go.
I guess in my head I would compare Guardians to Fantastic Four.
Okay.
That's my perception of it.
Yeah.
Compared to.
Okay. So, as soon as I said that, I was just like, what? But yeah, guys.
compared to if I had to compare to, I would say that like Suicide Squad is almost like more like a Justice League.
Oh yeah.
Not exactly like a Justice League. They don't come together because they want to come together. They just come together because they're forced to. But I wouldn't compare. I wouldn't just because there's a few people. Yeah. You know, I don't. From what I know of it, Guardians are Guardians. It's not a case of I didn't think there was a Star-Lord comic that's been going for years.
Yeah.
Or Groot. That's gone for years, and then they put together.
Like, okay, you're talking about from the comic book world.
Well, I mean, even in film world is their band. It's almost like that's what Guardians is. Guardians is like they're a band of people who are all together, whilst with Suicide Squad, you're pulling in some like Harley. Isn't the Joker?
Yeah, I get what you mean because they're more kind of now that we've seen the second one especially. Yeah. So in the first one they were definitely more like Guardians because they're like a group of people brought into this world then they kind of form a relationship. Doesn't Guardians start off with them all being separate,
No, but
and then they pull them in together?
no. What? Okay, I guess I think maybe we're confusing this. What I'm literally saying is that I think there's a difference between a group and a bunch of solo artists put together.
Okay.
Because I think Guardians, from what I'm aware of,
Mm-hmm.
in the creation, normally, I think the Guardians are just a group, their band, who naturally are meant to come together. That's their thing. Again, at Fantastic Four,
Okay.
we never see Fantastic Four as each individual part.
Yeah.
And then they come together to do something. It's like no, they are Fantastic Four is just Fantastic Four.
Yeah. But that's what I was talking about. Okay, even in the film, they established Joker and Harley. Diablo's done his thing in his jail and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think
they're separate people.
Even Deadshot, I'm pretty sure Deadshot, he from what I've watched before, he consists. Same with King Shark. King Shark he's in the Flash. They consist outside of.
Yeah.
They have their own lives outside of
the group
outside Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Whereas Guardians don't. Guardians are Guardians.
I still don't quite get what you're saying, but I'll probably speak about it after.
Okay.
But the reason why I don't get it, because in the first Guardians, aren't they all kind of separate people, and then they slowly.
I know what you're saying, but you're breaking. I feel like you're breaking down more.
Yeah.
It's like you saying, but Fantastic Four, they were just different people, and no, they are. But I'm saying as in the concept of selling that. That's why I keep comparing.
Go ahead.
A band compared to a solo artist.
Yeah, okay, I'll go with you. On the fact that you can take Harley out, and you can make the Emancipation. You can take most
of them out because they are individual characters by themselves.
Yeah. So you can remove them from the group and still have a good film.
Yeah, because that's how they were made. As I'm aware of it, Fantastic Four were created at Fantastic Four.
Yeah,
I've never ever heard of Johnny. Is it Johnny Storm?
Yeah, no.
I've never ever heard of him by himself.
Yeah.
And then he comes together with Fantastic Four.
Okay, yeah.
The creators created them as that. Well, I feel like Suicide Squad were never created as that. Suicide Squad is almost like Avengers, where they've decided to pick a few characters and say, now you're something.
Okay, yeah. I hear what you're saying. I think we still want to probably discuss it. but I get what you're saying. But so I think you've already given it the 8.
Yeah. Look, for time's sake, maybe we'll talk what if afterwards.
Okay, yeah.
Or do you want to talk I haven't really got a lot to say about what if. We can talk about it for like 10 minutes. Or do you want to give episode for it?
Probably give it an episode, because next week I think they're going to have 2. We would have watched 2.
Okay.
It gives you a bit of, it gives everyone a better kind of understanding.
Yeah, I guess we could have 2, because they're only half an hour each, so.
Exactly, yeah.
More to talk about. All right, cool. So, what would you recommend for the people them?
Woo!
Yeah.
So I would recommend. So I'd recommend Super. I know it's old, but I'd recommend Super because, like I said, definitely a James Gunn film.
Yeah.
He makes a little cameo in there. So if you're looking at he makes it like a little cameo in it. It's definitely a weird film, and it's definitely bloody and quite gory as well. It also stars, I keep forgetting the name, Elliot Page. So yeah.
Oh, him.
So it stars him. And also it stars, I can't remember his name, he acts in The Office as like a second main character. So I think you've got what's his name? Steaker?
Yeah.
And then you got the other guy, I think it stars him in there. Mm-hmm. And it's also got Kevin Bacon.
Okay.
So right. So it's got Kevin Bacon. It's got the guy who plays the one with the long hair in this film. Mm-hmm. I never remember his name, the racist guy. That's all I ever call him. I know he's not racist in real life, probably. I don't know, but I hope he's not. He doesn't seem like he is.
He's just typecasted so well.
He's always typecasted as a racist. That's why I call him. In every show, he should stop acting that part. Yeah. And it's got Fingun. What's his name? The Stephen Gunn's, is it his brother or cousin? You can correct me. I don't know.
Gun.
You know the one. He's in everything. He's every time you got a Stephen Gunn thing, he's in there. He's anyway, you know who I'm talking about. So yeah, so if you don't, you look him up. But watch that. I think it's definitely a good. It's definitely a good film. Really enjoyable. Really weird. That's my recommendation.
Ooh yeah.
I'm trying to wonder if I got anything else. No, do you know what I done? I messed up last week. I gave you 5 last week.
Exactly.
I messed up. I should have just said nothing. I should have just gave you 1. But yeah, so
You should have kept the key.
exactly. So yeah, that's what I got.
Make
this
him
week.
wait.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What's your recommendation, brother?
I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to let them wait.
Oh, you did.
Keep him key. No, joking.
Sipping that water.
Okay, so my recommendation, I've only got one recommendation.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be, it's not controversial because, so it's very English.
Oh, I was about to say Bad Batch, but yeah, no, go ahead.
Ooh, that is.
I recommend Bad Batch. I just saw the last episode. There's my recommendation. I just saw the last episode. And second one, watch it. It's good. It's Star Wars.
So clearly, listen, you clearly can't listen to Terrence about
Exactly.
the Bad Batch. He's probably seen a total of 3 episodes.
I think I've seen 1.5.
There we go. So, but yes, actually, thank you very much.
Yeah,
because,
no, go ahead.
yeah, if you do, what I was gonna say to watch is it's a British sci-fi show called The Watch.
Is that good?
So it's very English. Like,
oh no, wait, have I seen it?
it's very English, like sci-fi / fantasy.
Oh yeah.
So
is it on TV?
Yeah.
Okay, that's why I saw it. I was watching a bit of it yesterday.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, this is bad. But
Like
yeah.
I binged it on iPlayer.
Okay.
And yeah, it's again once you get past the Englishness of it,
Yeah.
there's elements which actually are quite funny in it. So there's some there's these creatures that you need subtitles to understand.
Okay.
And sometimes their conversations has nothing to do with actually what's going on in the scene.
Okay.
But actually what makes it funny is because like something big's happening, but whenever they're talking,
They're just saying
they're-
something completely
they're
different.
literally talking something completely different, and you're like, what are you like? What? So there's your wife. What? Like,
Yeah.
what do you mean? There's your wife? It's like
Okay.
so it was but again it's very English. So I mean, some people like it, some people hate it. But so The Watch, 8 episodes. If you're in the UK, you can watch on iPlayer. You need to get through. At least watch the first 2 episodes. I'd say.
Yeah.
The first episode by itself, it can lose you. Don't get me wrong. But I'm like, I had time. I had it in the background while I was working.
Mm-hmm.
And the second thing I would suggest would be The Bad Batch. So now it's just finished. So season finale was today.
Yeah.
So now you can binge the whole thing together. And it was good. I thought it was pretty strong. Like I've never really been a big fan of the animations.
Okay. Yeah.
So I've never really been a big fan of the Star Wars animations. It's just because I think it was last year or the start of the year, the whole May the 4th.
Yeah.
And I was bored. It kept talking about. I listened to podcasts. They kept talking about. Okay, well, the first episode of Bad Batch is going to be on. I watched it, and I was like, the animation was great. They dropped in a story talking about when the stormtroopers they turn on all the Jedi.
Okay.
Because of course you see it in the films, but you never really know what else happens.
Exactly.
And in this show, you actually get a chance to see kind of when. This is really geeky now. You get to see. When the Empire changes from, if you watch the new movies, because if you watch the new movies with J.J. Abrams movies,
yeah.
you know, we have with people like Finn. We know that, you know, they took like Finn and people like him as kids. As the newest stormtroopers.
Yeah.
And then if you go back into the old movies, the stormtroopers there are kind of people who believe in what the Empire is talking about.
Okay.
And then if you go back to the furthest, back to like the prequels and in the anime and Clone Wars, then you know they began as clones. So it's kind of So in that sense, if you are a Star Wars fan, it's interesting seeing at what point then did they go from the clone army to the other army of people who just joined because they want to join. So you see some scenes there, which I thought was actually pretty good. And there's a season 2 confirmed. So
nice.
Yeah, give it a go. Anyway, that's enough geeky stuff. I'm sorry, but
also, if you like Joel Kinnaman, I'm just gonna say watch The Killing, because I know it came out a long
good.
time ago.
Yes, good.
But it was a good show. Yep.
I think I've watched. Is it 2? Is it 3 seasons? 2.
I think it's 3. Yeah.
I think I've watched it but twice. I think. It's because it's old fashioned as well. It's the long episodes.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was good. I think they even tried to remake. I think they even tried to remake it. No. I think the original might have actually been Scandinavian.
Yeah, it was. I think you told me about the original before, and then I watched the other one. I was like, yeah, this is really good.
Exactly.
So I definitely watched that because I think from then I was like, oh yeah, he can definitely act in his stuff. So I know a lot of people are like, oh yeah, they only know him from Suicide Squad. And I was like, or Robocop.
That's a
And I
waste.
was like, that's the worst. Like, because I think luckily you was introduced him before from the thing. I'm like, yeah, you know he can actually act. So yeah, watch that show because it's really good.
And plus, I think, could you going back to what you said before, and people saying, that they feel like in the first Suicide Squad, he's just like a junkie or something like that.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I mean, even in Killing, I feel like that's kind of his style. I feel like.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that's kind of his style where he is a bit off, but that's what makes him interesting.
Yeah.
So
and I think that's it. Yeah, because it's just the kind of messed up kind of cop, and I think he plays it really well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But cool. Oh, was something else to say? I think that was it.
Yeah.
Him in there, and yeah. Anyway,
Yep.
look, thanks a lot for watching. Hopefully the videos are working today.
Exactly.
So fingers crossed. So hopefully, thank you for watching. But also, if you don't get a chance to, thank you for listening to the podcast.
Exactly. Yep.
It's been good. I'm glad to get things set up. Now we're on a chair for now.
Exactly.
We're testing things out.
I'm sweating and all that. I'm joking. I'm splattering my words, but it's good.
Taz's a bit more comfortable now with his upside down mic.
Exactly.
I mean, but anyway, look, we'll be back next week. Probably talking about what if, or if anything else big comes out, we'll talk about that. But for now, have a great weekend, and we'll see you soon.
Peace.
Okay, now you have that whispering part, but they can see us. I'll still do it. Probably just do it off camera. Just a little bit. What's his name? Killing Man Who? Exactly. What? Killing what? Killing's good. No, don't do that. See you later. Oh, yes, not. Idiot.
Go ahead.
Zoop.
But even then, what you could